Hey there, it's Dr. Funke Afolabi Brown, the founder of Restful Sleep MD here. So, what does it feel like to you when you're sleeping in a hotel room or somewhere away from home? And the answers vary. Some moms tell me it's the best sleep of their lives. It's time away from the hustle and bustle of life, and there's so much quiet and calm. It's incredible. For many, it's they can't sleep. They have a hard time settling in. Their minds are racing. They're exhausted. They feel dehydrated. They just don't feel as rested because it's a different environment. So, how do we strike that balance? How do we go from being able to step away to travel and still get the best of our sleep and still get restful sleep? I am going to be going over that today. There are many things that can disrupt your sleep or make it hard for you to get good sleep when you're traveling. A few of them are things like the environment, right? You're in a different sleep environment, your pillow's different, the mattress is different, the sheets feel different. Sometimes it's the light, sometimes it's the temperature of the room, sometimes it's noise, either outside or next, the hotel room next door, and things like that. I had a friend who was supposed to stay in a hotel that was not supposed to have pets. She has pets at home, but then she comes to this and the dog was barking all night. So that's not going to let you sleep well. Anyway, regardless. And then another one that I always notice is the excitement. So if, for instance, you're traveling for a conference, for instance, or you're going to be presenting or meeting with some clients, sometimes that anticipation, the nerves, the anxiety from that experience doesn't allow you to sleep well. Or you may be meeting with old friends and colleagues and you're up till really, really late, maybe, getting some drinks. And so now you're either dehydrated or under the effect of alcohol. You'd really have a hard time sleeping well. So here are a few tips that I recommend that would help you to get the most of your sleep, even when you're not at home, even if you're sleeping in a hotel or in an environment that's different. The first is check the environment. Try to make things as similar to your home environment as possible. So, what does that look like? It may look like bringing some things with you that can help, things that can remind you of home. I call them sleep accessories. So, either you have a picture or something of your family if they're not with you, or bringing your favorite PJs or something that really helps you feel very comfortable. That's one thing. And then another thing is, I really, really encourage that you see what's the light situation like. Sometimes if there's a lot of light streaking in, you may need to have a sleep mask, and that's something to always pack with you when you're traveling, because depending on where your room is, it may be that the light streams in really, really early, or because of light pollution, there may be lights outside that are making their way into the hotel room. So the lights are a big one. If you have blackout shades in the room, that's perfect, but sometimes there's still some light that kind of sneaks in, and that, even those subtle changes, can affect your sleep. Another thing that I encourage that you bring along or just check downstairs at the concierge is earplugs. So that's very helpful, especially if it's a hotel like in the city or somewhere where there's a lot of noise. You could just pop those right in and try to get your sleep as much as possible. If you want, you can bring a portable noise machine, or just have your phone play a noise machine, or I'm sorry, white noise in in the room while you're sleeping. That's definitely another option. Another thing you want to assess is the temperature of the environment. Ideally, we want to keep the room temperature ideal for sleep anywhere between 65 and 72. So you may need to drop that temperature a little bit to help you just fall asleep and potentially stay asleep as well. That those are a few things that I would say in terms of the environment where you can do to optimize. And then one other thing that I recommend is really making sure you stay hydrated. Between travel and drinks and caffeine and just the energy and excitement of everything going on, sometimes we're not well hydrated. And so I recommend always having water by you and staying on top of your hydration status, because if you're dehydrated, then it's going to impact your sleep to some degree. The other piece is trying to maintain some consistency. Okay, so while it may not be perfect, but trying to avoid going to bed too late from your usual bedtime is always helpful in terms of helping you to stay asleep and get enough sleep for the night. Then of having a routine. What does your routine look like? It need to be shorter than what's typical at home. Even a modified version, a bath, a book, some meditation, some journaling about your experience so far can help you make that transition to sleeping better when you're in a different environment. And then finally, and not by any stretch of the imagination, the list is see what's going on with you. See, just check in. Are there things that are anxiety provoking? Are there things that are making your mind race? Are there things that are stressing you out and are contributing to your sleeping difficulties? Those are things that you want to definitely work on, during that time. So, here are just a few tips. I think it's possible for you to sleep well. Even when you're not sleeping in your typical home environment, you may just need to make some modifications for it, in your schedule to get that optimal sleep. And I hope this has been helpful. If it has, I would love it if you share this video with those in your circle. If you save it for next time that you're going on a trip, just trying to figure out what you can do to optimize your sleep when you're away from home, and how to create a semblance of home away from home. I do also offer coaching for busy moms like you who are having a hard time getting the sleep that they deserve and are constantly exhausted. And we can move you from sleep deprived, from exhausted, to thriving and living your fullest potential. And the best way to do that is getting on a call with me. Right in the show notes will be the link, and I would love to hear from you. Until next time, I hope you rest well.